Greetings. Welcome back to A Cup of Conversation, Food for Thought with me, Nidra Simmons. I want to start off by saying that if you hear any music in the background, I do not own the rights to the music or any commercials. That is just music set in the background, played to set the tone, to help me stay grounded, to just relax. I am not trying to promote any music in the background. Um, or the commercials. I'll try to turn it down so that you guys can't hear it if it's not so loud, but um, it's just to kind of set the atmosphere and the tone in the background here for me. Um, as well as this content is for entertainment purposes only. So if I say anything um, that is helpful to you, it's for your entertainment, or you can use it if it helps you any other way. But either way, as always, I come on giving much gratitude and respect to God, Mother, Father, God, Universe. Thank you, God, for always being there for me and my family and protecting us and watching over us throughout the night and keeping us fully dressed, wearing the full armor of God and throughout the day, the helmet of salvation, breastplate of righteousness, shield of faith, sword of God's holy word, belt of truth, shoes of peace. Again, helmet of salvation, breastplate of righteousness, shield of faith, sword of God's holy word, belt of truth, and shoes of peace. Thank you for keeping us fully dressed and always providing for us mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially, in every way possible. Continue to have your way in my life and order my steps throughout the day. Thank you for just everything. Giving much gratitude and respect to our big brother Jesus, archangels, guardian angels, all angels in the highest Christ light, ancestors, guardian ancestors, spirit team, here and far. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't know what it is, y'all, but maybe I don't know what it is. But anyway, my mouth is dry. But anyway, let's go on to this discussion. I was really interested. I was anxious and ready to come on this morning. I was getting ready and I was listening through to, I scroll through the internet as I'm getting ready. Um, I tried to come up with some things to talk about. I don't most of the time pre-write my stuff out. I ask God what should I talk about and I listen to what gravitates to my spirit and then I go with that. And this morning, yeah, hold on. I need to drink something, but hold on. All right. Sorry about that. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. So what came to mind was I was listening to a guy named Fred Jones. He was on there talking about why, basically why are you worrying why you continue to worry about people who fumbled you. And remember that it's not your fault, it's their fault. So when I heard that, I'm like, oh, okay. And then I heard a few other things that kind of backed that up as confirmation. And so when I went to pick a topic out, only you. When I went to pick a topic out on the slide, um, it said, well, what stood out for me was people interrupted me. I don't know if you said, well, how did that connect together? For me, it connected together. People interrupted me, and you could be just doing your everyday thing, living life, and then you have people that come in and have alternative motives and approach you as if they want to be with you, but then they really don't. They just have other reasons on why they want to pick on you or gravitate to your attention. So that led me to think about a whole bunch of other different things. So I thought about, how I came on here and I talked about how, we're all replaceable. Well, when you know better, you do better. When you live longer and see things, you have to come back and apologize. So I'm going to apologize to that statement that I made. And I'm going to change it to we are replaceable when it comes to certain things. Like when it comes to the workplace, we're replaceable. When it comes to positions in a line, replaceable. When it comes to levels of positions, or if you're on a scale of whatever, you're grouped in different groups and your scale goes up and down, you're replaceable on that level. But as an individual, as an earth angel, as a worker of God, as a person who lives their life to do what is right and to do what they feel God has required them to do, in that place, in that definition, there is no replacing what God has to offer. There's no replacing any. warrior or member in God's army. Those people are unreplaceable. So when I came on here and said that we're all replaceable, I stand corrected to say to the whole world, we are sometimes not replaceable. And sometimes we are. It all depends on your perception, your situation, and how you're calculating all that to be. So when it comes to individuals that work for God, and I'm not just talking about myself, I'm talking about everybody who works for God. And God, and you're on assignment and you do what God, if you do thus saith the Lord, you're on assignment. And God sends you someplace with someone or somewhere, and the other people don't gravitate and take heed to whatever the purpose of your assignment is, then in that case, that person that was sent to you and they do their job and you don't receive it, that is an unreplaceable person, spirit being in this fleshly house. Does that make sense? So I'm a very literal person. So I have to come on and say things literal because I don't want things coming back to me. And I've had people say to me, "Oh, you said something, but you lied." And no, I didn't really lie. It depends on what perception or how you're looking at it because we live life and go through things. Um, and once we realize things or see things differently, we do things differently. We're not hold to solid stone on how things are. If you met me 5 or 10 years ago and I said something 5 or 10 years ago, and I've had 5 or 10 years to see what I said and go through what I went through, and I realized what I said was wrong, okay, I made a mistake. I was wrong. What I thought at that time was right. But as I live life long, I realized that that was not right. So you can't hold people accountable for stuff that they grew over the years and found out because you don't know what's going to happen 5 or 10 years from now. You have to live life and get to that point. And once you get to that point, then you would know what's happening or whatever the case might be. So I guess I'm saying this all to say is we have to be mindful when it comes to what people say. Um, and I'm reminded of things that's being said and things that are action. Um, if you do something wrong, and the consequences is going to be wrong. If you do something right, the consequences are going to be right. So I don't know if I said good morning. Thank you all for joining this cup of conversation and food for thought with me, Nidra. Um, I was very excited on coming on. What do you mean? Am I speaking too fast? But I was very interested in coming on, so I just kind of went right into it. But if I had to give this topic of conversation a title, it's going to be many titles, but it's going to be people interrupting me, or it can be people interrupting you, and then it's going to fall into different things like fumbling, and I'm not talking about fumbling a football. I'm talking about fumbling a person. I'm talking about fumbling someone that's on assignment. I'm talking about fumbling someone that God sent to you because you prayed for them to come to you or a situation, and God sent someone there for you to someone for you or for you to help, and you didn't do it. And how those people are not replaceable. If they came into your life to do something and they were sent on assignment from God, and you don't take heed or receive or do what it is that you were supposed to do, those people are not replaceable. So when they walk away and they leave, even people that carries peace, people that have the gift of peace, or that calmness, whatever they have within them that they can give to people to help calm them down. If that was presented to you and you did not do right by that, when it leaves, it's unreplaceable. Whatever it carried comes leaves with that person. So that's all about being human life. I don't know what you are asking, but my disclaimer, because I come on with intentions of helping people and uplifting people and encouraging people. So if you are not 21 years or older, and I mean that with all due respect, and with the attitude and the self control of being able to come on this live, then maybe this live is not for you. I come on with the intentions of helping people, and that is what I intend on doing. So, some of the things that I was listening to and I heard, and I mentioned this guy's name, I heard him on the radio. His name was Fred Jones. I mean, on the TikTok. Um, and his topic, I've listened to him a few times, and he has a couple of things that really touch close to home. So I can appreciate his um, his contribution to helping everyone out on TikTok. And I was reminded from him speaking is that some people are not replaceable when it comes to, you know, what I just said before, like earth angels, God sent um, people that carry gifts of peace or things of that nature. Um, and so, but yeah, those people are not replaceable. So it would be in your best interest not to take them for granted because once they're gone, they're gone. Whatever peace they bring when they were in your presence, whatever uplifting of your status that they bring while they're in your presence, all that leaves when they leave. Well, I'm glad I got your approval, but I didn't dress for your approval, just so you know. Thank you, and good morning to you. I hope that you're having a wonderful um, hump day. Yay, yay! It is Wednesday, right? Yeah, Wednesday. So, stop crying over spilt milk. Just get a paper towel and wipe it up. If somebody fumbled you, it is not your fault. It's not a your problem. It's a their problem. Because when you leave, everything that you carry to that person is going to. And you take yourself and all your gifts and blessings and you live your life the best way that you need to live your life. Um, so that is what I wanted to talk about this morning. And going back to people interrupting me or people interrupting you, you know, some people just go and live life every day the best way they know how to. They go work and they come home. They do things where they interact with other people and they try to be as professional as possible. But then you have those who are very persistent and they come across as if they want to get to know you on a personal level. But that's just what it is, a personal level, not getting to know who you are, not getting to know what you like, not trying to help you in your issues or situations, not trying to comfort you, just trying to get their personal um satisfaction or needs met. So this conversation is in regards to people like that. People interrupting other people's flow on how they're trying to just flow through life and get past and by the best way they know how to. So for all of you out there with those alternative motives and no intention to really get to know somebody, but just want to play these games or and that's a trigger word right there, games. I don't play games. I she do the same ones that say they don't play games are the main ones that play games. Do, do. I'm gonna need you to listen to the conversation or contribute to the conversation and let it be about the conversation. Stop interrupting me. It's the topic at hand. You're coming in here to prove the topic at hand. You worrying about me moving around when I can control everything on this end. Everything here, God and me control, not you out there. Worry about you. And if you got something you want to contribute to this type of conversation and food for thought, contribute to the topic. Let's talk about how you fumble people or how people came into your life and you fumbled them. You want to talk about that? Or you want to talk about how people be interrupting you? And you can give us some examples of some ways of how people interrupt you. But my stature, my clothes is fine and appropriate. And it's because I wore it because I want to, not for your approval. But thank you for the contribution. You know, it's funny how people are very, very intelligent and feel that words can sugarcoat any situation. Words like, oh, I love you. Or words like, you're going to be mine, or you're mine, you're my wife, you're my girl. W- I- Tell me this. Did someone tell you if you say you're my wife or you mine, you my baby girl, or whatever the case might be, that's an automatic claim to that person being yours? Is that what is this? Is there a book out there that say, yo, if you call that girl mommy or wifey or baby girl or something soft and cute, they're gonna melt like butter and they're gonna automatically be yours? Is there a book out there that say that? Tell me, because I think was it not this? I've been doing this for 2 years. Last year, when I first came on, I was bombarded by people from other cultures, other countries that knew nothing about me, and they would say, "Oh, I love you so much. I love you so much. I just don't know what it is, but I love you, love you, love you." Okay, so what if you don't know what it is? How do you know what love is? How do you know? You know, stop trying to scam people or make it seem like these women here don't have no sense. Women have good sense, whether they look like they don't or not, or do or not. Your words are just that, words. They don't have an influence on people that are really serious about living and doing what they're supposed to do. I mean, the whole year I was harassed. I was like, what is this? And all I was trying to do was come on and help people. And for some reason, my help was misconstrued as a personal one-on-one, personal person for them. No, whoever said that's who I was. I don't even come across and present myself that way. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of women out there that don't come across presenting themselves that way. And I don't want to discriminate. You got some men that is being harassed the same way by women from other cultures and countries and so forth. And they say things like the same thing that they say for women, but reverse it to the man and feel like I done got on somebody's nerves. But listen, if you're gonna bring it out there, I'm gonna meet you there. That's another thing I'm learning in this season, to meet people where they at. I'm not looking beneath the surface. I'm not pulling back anything to see the true meaning of somebody. I said in the beginning of the year, however way you show me, is how I'm going to receive it. The old me will look for the softness in you, see the goodness in you, and roll with that while you being dirty and treating me like crap all the way out on the outside. That was me back in 2025. Okay, and beyond that, that going on in that direction. But 2026 and going forward, that's not me. And I'm pretty sure that's not a lot of women out there or men. We require respect. And for those of you that be trying to reach people and tell them, oh, well, yeah, you going to be mine. You're my girl or you're my man or whatever the case might be. And then don't show no time, effort, or give any type of anything in there. You're thinking that these humans are placeholders. This one right here ain't a placeholder. I value me. I love me. I have went and butt my head and found out how awesome I was. Found out how beautiful I am. I found out how resilient and how strong I am. I found out that I am worth more than what I've been receiving in the past. Now, that ain't no accentuation, Bookie. That is a fact. I know who I am, whose I am, and what I can. That's not an insinuation. I'm not assuming that. That is fact. Whether he loves or not love doesn't matter. I know that I love me and I know how awesome I am. That's what matters. And I'm still cool. I'm still cool. But you just bringing this, and I appreciate you. I appreciate everything that you're doing because you are right into this confirmation of what this topic is: people interrupting people. People interrupting me, or other, you might feel I'm interrupting you. There you go with wifing you up. Okay. Well, sense of humor, laughter, being grounded and down to earth. That's all food for the soul. So partake, enjoy. But yeah, for those of you that's just joining, the topic of the conversation is people intruding or people interrupting me, or it can be people interrupting people or people interrupting you. Make it fit wherever it needs to. So, and I say all this to speak, and it's all to uplift and encourage. And it could be that somebody has been going through this too and don't know how to overcome it. So, how I made it through that first year, I spent a lot of time with God praying and asking God, talking to God as if God was right there with me as a person. What is it that's going on? But it could be a lot of reasons because I've been on a journey since my husband passed of getting to know who I am and learning about me and healing myself, and some might call it the dark night of the soul. I was getting to know all of me, facing everything about me, and making sure that I still love me and appreciate me. I came on before and told you all out there that I consider myself duality. I consider you all out there duality. We are all part of man and woman. God created man and woman. So we are all made in God's image. So for two people to be separate and a spirit, God, a creator, created all of us, which we are made in God's image, tells me that God is man and woman. So we are both man and woman. We both have that in us. We both have good and evil in us. He personally said that you was a failed experiment. I don't know who he is, but it's not about what he says, it's about what you say. Then he went to McDonald's. Look, no matter what or how people treat you, you treat you the best. So that way, when they treat you wrong or bad, or whatever the case might be, it may sting for a minute, but it'll go away. Just like yesterday, I talk about the full armor of God, dress that up every day, and then as you put that on, imagine that slippery covering. So anything that people do to you, it won't stick, it won't penetrate to where it matters. It'll just come out on the surface and go away. You need to know what's out there so that it's hitting the surface so that you are aware of what's going on. I talked about yesterday, everything being a lesson. Look at it as a lesson. Something that you didn't know or wasn't introduced to, now you are introduced to and you know something about. So now you know if something like that happens again, you can move away from it. Or you can stop it ahead of time. I know what you're doing. Okay, got you. Peace. Something like that. Or you can help somebody else. Somebody can say something to you exactly what you were going through. And you can say, you know what, that's they probably were thinking this, and this is what you can help somebody else out. We need one another. You got jokes. Okay. Every joke comes from somewhere. So whether you meant it as a joke, it could be really reality for somebody else. You do a good job saying it yourself. All right. So, um, thank you for the hearts. I appreciate the hearts that are going up there. I really do. Let me know that people are out there that is listening to what I'm saying and confirmation that they are relating to what I'm saying or appreciate what I'm saying. Um, so thank you. So yeah, stop crying over spilt milk. If somebody fumbled you, it's their loss. They'll realize it one day. I was told that there's many fishes in the sea. Yeah, there are many fishes in the sea. There's many women in the world. There's many men in the world, but they're not all the same. They don't all carry the same gifts and qualities and abilities. And not everybody work for God. So if you come across someone that is different, not like anybody else, no one that you've been with before, and they bring you peace, they bring you love, they bring you laughter, and you fumble it for argument and chaos, whatever that person brought there to give you that moment of peace is leaving when that person leaves. Period. So be mindful of how we treat people. You never know when you're entertaining an angel. And an angel doesn't have to look like you see in the movies with the wings and everything like that. An angel can look just like me and you. And I also want to talk about how some people carry, you know, demons or evil spirits and demonic spirits. People also carry good things, love, peace, healing. So you have many things that, and I keep saying duality. I had told somebody a while ago that we all have demons, and they was like, I ain't got no demon in me. Everybody have some type of spirit in them that is good or evil. What do you think demons are? They're not human people walking around the world. It's what's in the people. Spirits that's having a field day with the individual. That's why it's important to stay strong, love yourself, know yourself. So if by chance you get out of character or something happens to you and it's not of a normal status, and you can sit back and say, wait a minute, what just happened? That wasn't me. You go right to praying. God, deliver me. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Do not allow anything that is not of God to come into my presence. This is why I dress, or into me. That's why I dress my full armor of God. That keeps me protected. That's my clothes. That's my clothes outside of that's my clothes before I put on the outside clothes. You can't see the armor that I'm wearing, but I'm wearing it. But you can see the clothes that I'm wearing because I have to. Have to wear clothes. You can't go outside without no clothes. So, and I'm saying that all for all the literal people out there. But yeah, is there anything you guys have to share about fumbling? Have you been fumbled? Have you fumbled a good thing? Share with us how did you overcome it? You don't have to tell us exactly what happened, but you can tell us some ways or some tips that you overcame. Did you go back to the person that you fumbled? Did they take you back? Did you, decide or learn that, what did you learn from that lesson? Did you learn that there are people out there that are kind-hearted and sincere? Did you learn that or everybody's just out there to play games? Share some thoughts. Curious minds want to know. Um, I've been fumbled. Have I ever fumbled anyone? Maybe I have, but I can't remember. um, maybe when I was younger, because not sure or unaware of what I wanted or was looking for. But I ain't fumbled nobody recently that I know of. I've known people fumble me because I move on assignment. I've been placed in people's lives. I've been placed in places by God for multiple reasons, for them to help me or for me to help them. And if by chance you're out there and God has sent someone in your area, your life to help, don't hesitate and help them. Don't get jealous. Don't look at them as they have a light that's bigger than yours. Don't lose sight of what you feel God has told you to do. Do not let the spirits of negativity enter your soul and cause you to not do what it is that God have asked you to do. There's consequences for that. Not by man, but if God sent somebody to you in your life to help, there's consequences if you renege on doing what you're supposed to do. And vice versa. If you're supposed to help somebody and you don't, that's why I pray every day, God, if there is someone that you want me to help, let it be plain, let me know so that I understand that I'm not going to mess up my assignment. We all have assignments. Those who trust and believe in God and know that God exists, we all have assignments. Um, God, less of me, more of you. Let me say what I need to say to your people. Allow it to be words that are coming straight from you through me to your people. I don't want to put none of my personal stuff in it unless it's what you want me to show them for better understanding and clarification. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. So I say all that to say we need to be mindful. Although this world is busy, this world is trying to, get you distracted away from what you're supposed to be doing. We still need to be focused, stay focused. Everything is a lesson, like I said yesterday. I guess that's going to be something that's going to tie in through the rest of this week. But everything is a lesson. Understand and know what confidence is and ego. Know your confidence and know your ego. Are you approaching yourself or coming into the world and talking to people in the confidence that you have for yourself? Or are you ego driven and you're going to let your emotions and your feelings take over what's going on? Same when you're helping people. When you are assigned to help somebody, do it with confidence and the assurance that you know that God has asked you or required you to do this. Don't get ego struck or ego driven and let your personal feelings get in. Oh, well, why this is happening to her? Or why she get to do this? Or why she get all this? And why ask why if you were in a position to help somebody? That's a blessing for you in the long run if you do what you are supposed to be doing. Not man. I'm not talking about man. I'm talking about God, the creator of the universe, Mother Nature, all that you call God. That's who I'm referring to. That's who you're going to get your reward from. Not man. Man can't reward you, but limited. And man don't control nothing. God controls and owns everything. But anyway, the topic of discussion was people interrupting me or people interrupting people. Um, and like I said, I come in with a direction on conversation. Whatever direction it goes in, I let God take over. If you guys have a direction of where you want this conversation to go through or go in, providing that it's respectful and it's helpful, we can talk about it. I always say that these conversations, these topics go well when there's interaction with you all out there. And so I would appreciate it if you can, interrupt and not interrupt, but in uh, text, type in some suggestions, some helpful tips or some uh, testimonies if you choose to talk about that. It's all up to you. Um, so ouch. I'm looking at my notes to see what it is. Oh yeah, I'm gonna pause for a moment because I don't have anything to say at the moment. But I hope that you're having a good Wednesday, Hump Day, yay yay. I hope that everybody's start of the day is pleasant. Just some reminders of going throughout the day. I talked about yesterday as you walk out the door and walk into the real world, everything is a lesson. So be mindful, make sure that you're in the right headspace. Do your breathing exercises while you're inside. Before you even get out the door, breathe in and breathe out. Get yourself at that peaceful place and go into your vehicle, drive to where you have to go before you get out of your car to get to your destination. Breathe, get yourself in that right mindset, go into your workplace, and just do what it is that you're required to do. Get it done, come home, do it all over again tomorrow. Life is all about repeating itself, trying to make the next day better than the day before, learning and finding solutions to fix what you noticed from the previous. My stomach is growling. What you noticed from the previous day. I don't know if y'all heard my stomach growling. That was loud. But um, but yeah. So ooh, excuse me, y'all. I don't know if y'all still out there. The thing didn't move, so I don't know if anybody joined or just passing through. But for those of you that are, the conversation topic at hand is people interrupting people or me. Good morning. How are you doing? Thank you for joining the live. Thank you for your contribution of speaking. Let me know that there are people out there. Um, but yeah, and along with that topic, we was talking about fumbling, not fumbling the football, but fumbling people. Sometimes you can be entertaining angels unaware, earth angels, God sent angels, people of gifts that's bringing you peace. I'm reminded in the Bible of David, who was playing the harp for Saul. Was it Saul? Yeah, Saul, because he was being tormented and he just wanted to be peaceful and he wanted to sleep. He couldn't sleep. And David's presence, along with the music, soothed him so that he can rest. That was a person that carried a gift, of peace and of healing, gave him peace and healed him so that he can rest. Not healed him permanently because he was just dealing with something, but allowing him to be healed and at peace at that moment so that he can get the rest to go to sleep. Um, but he still went after David and tried to torment David. So that reminds me of how hurting people hurt others. Other people torment other people because of what they're being dealt with. And instead of dealing with the situation to fix whatever is tormenting you, to remove that tormentation and then allow that gift that God has placed there with you to pray together and remove and be a better person and not try to hurt nobody else. Um, sorry. Okay, sorry. I had something that came up on my watch. But yeah. So just be mindful. You never know who is in your presence. And if you get in somebody's presence, pay attention to how you feel. If you go around somebody and you just feel so agitated and just back away from that person because you're feeling their energy. If you go around somebody and then you just feel relaxed and you just start talking so freely, you start talking about stuff that you wait, why am I telling this person this? And you just feel so comfortable just talking to that person. Appreciate that person. Okay. Don't be like Saul and turn against that person like he turned on David. I'm telling you, all the situations that's in the Bible is reflection on what we're living in today. Thank you so much. I appreciate the compliment. Um, so just be mindful of who you are in the presence of and how you treat people. And recognize yourself and learn yourself so much that when you come out of character and do something that you don't normally do, you can check yourself and do what you need to do at that moment. If it's to step back and breathe and say, God, no weapons formed against me shall prosper. Peace be still. Cleanse me with the blood of Jesus. Whatever you need to say to get whatever that just came across you that wasn't like you off of you. You have the power and authority to do that. Same as in the Bible days with David and Saul. He had the authority too to remove that stuff from him, but he let that stuff empower him, fester in him. He let his ego drive him all over instead of his confidence and understanding and knowledge of what he had. So recognize your changing moments in your own self. Take moments out of the day and check yourself. We don't always have to check other people. I mean, you do have to check other people, but you got to check yourself too. Don't eliminate yourself either. We're human just like they're human. We have feelings just like they have feelings. So we have to be mindful and understand and hope that we are calm enough and not putting our insecurities or problems on other people. Other people would throw their insecurities on you. You need to be mindful and understand and know the difference, what's yours and what's not yours. And what's not yours, you give it back. You don't even take it. Hold up, hold up, hold up. I hear you, I hear you. But that sounds like it's not a my problem. It's a your problem. So I'm going to let you go ahead and have your moment and take that problem of yours and go over there and handle it. And then I'll talk to you later because I'm going to keep my peace and I'm going to walk away with my peace because I know I carry peace. Be as bold to say that. Be as bold and to say that. I said that twice. I'm going to say it the third time. Be as bold and to say that. I had to say it too so that I can hear it. Because sometimes I might, feel like, oh, maybe I'm hurting their feelings. No, I'm not because you didn't care about my feelings. So I'm not hurting your feelings. I'm protecting my feelings. And I am going to keep my peace so that I'm not taking any of that negative stuff with me because it's not mine. Yeah, I have some very creative words and insight. Okay. Okay. So how do you get to how do you get to Walmart? Um. Anyway. Um. But yeah, we have to be mindful. Peace be still. Touch not God's anointed. Do his prophet no harm. Watch what you say and watch what you do. I am a child of God. I'm a woman of God. Do not use anything from me because I'm not given permission. No permission. No permission to use my videos. No permission to use my face. I don't give a permission or authority for any of that to be used. All right, so we got people that's just like with the mindset of 18 years old. So I'm going to move forward. And my disclaimer is I would prefer if you could be 20, well, 21 years of age. Anybody under 21 years of age, you should not be on my live. You should be creating your own. My life is to uplift, encourage, and perhaps give you a different perspective on how to see things. I'm covered by the blood of Jesus. I have my spirit team, and God covers me. I don't care if you feel it's legal or not. From the words of my mouth, I'm not giving authority. I'm not giving permission. It's legal too that I said that. But thank you. I still didn't give you permission. Listen, I still believe in God's law. There's power in the tongue. There's power in your words. That words are a form of agreement. Okay, well, thank you for the information. What do you have in regards to people interrupting people? Have you ever been fumbled? Have you fumbled anybody? But yeah, I thank you all for joining the live. I appreciate all information. All information is knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Um, I thank you for those that wake up on my time is 5:52 a.m. and across the world it might be the opposite. Get ready to go to bed before wake up in the morning to see. Regardless, I thank you all. I thank you for the knowledge that was given on the platform. and I'm still going to stick with what I say. You're about to give advice like you can't love nobody if you can't love yourself. Is that advice that you're giving? I'm a fan of love. My whole start of this is love. So I'm for everything love because love is many things, but love does not hurt. Love does not take advantage of. Love does not do a lot of negative things. Love doesn't do that. People do that, and people that's in their ego. My children have a father, whether it's the physical father on this planet or God in heaven. So my children have a father, whether it's oh, people are so hurtful. People are so hurtful. But you know what? Peace be still. Peace be still, because you're doing exactly what you're supposed to do. Distract. But I do. Good morning. Thank you for joining the live. Okay. They are. But you know what? They're here to do two things. They're here to distract, but they're here to receive the peace that I offer. So even though they're coming out hateful, I'm teaching them how to stay calm. Where are you? Where are you located? Not not an account. Where are you located? Where are you coming from? Where you at? Let us know where you calling from or coming in from. There's no need to change the subject. You made your point. Your point is made. So where are you coming from? Where you coming in from? Where are you chiming in from? We're in the U.S. There's many places in the U.S. Michigan. Okay. All right. Well, Mr. Not an account from Michigan, thank you for your contribution. Thank you for showing us your character. And I always say, be careful. Good morning. How you doing? Thank you for joining the live. I always say, be careful how you treat people because karma is real. Karma is something that people don't control, but it's something that people can direct it to. So, be careful how you talk to people. Be careful how you treat people because you just might have to deal with something. And it goes down the line until it reaches who it reaches. So if your intentions was to come on to try to hurt my feelings, you didn't. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for giving your advice. But you can also get on your own live. Did you know that? You can get on your own live, right? And you can go over there and you can share all that advice and knowledge that you have on your own site. And then you can get people that go over there and talk to you and give you advice and perhaps throw back what you're throwing back at me. Thank you for the hearts. Much appreciated. Thank you for the hearts. And the funny thing is, I missed it. I missed it. And you miss Oracle. Who is Oracle? You don't know this book at all. What you're doing is looking at the cover. You ain't struck a chord, Bookie. You're not striking a chord. You're contributing to the conversation. I appreciate that. But you don't know me like a book. You're like those readers that go into the store and take the book and read the back, or perhaps don't even read the back if you can. You look at the picture and then you base the whole story off of the picture, but you miss all of the meaty stuff inside the book. And then you give false information and then you spread it. Gotcha. Gotcha. Maybe it's in your house. Go check it. For those who are joining the live, the topic of conversation was people interrupting people, or I had said people interrupting me. And all this live has been proven. I've had confirmation after confirmation of people interrupting, trying to take the conversation off of where it's supposed to go and do their part and interrupt. So the topic was fitting for today. And in that topic, we were talking about fumbling. And I was asking, thank you, good morning, has anybody ever fumbled or been fumbled? And leading through that, it talked about how, you got to be careful who you entertain, be careful how you treat people, because you never know, you might be entertaining an angel, an earth angel, someone who is gifted, someone that God sent to you to either enhance your life or for you to help. And if you don't receive what it is or that the person has come here for, and you reject it, or you refuse to help, or if you receive it and then you abuse it, the consequence when that person leaves, everything that person brought is going to go with them. That's poor judgment on your behalf. And there's also a life lesson. So if you've done that and you learn the lesson from it, mature from it, and continue living, and perhaps help other people from it. We all make decisions and choices in life. Some of the choices and decisions that we make might have a good outcome, it might not. You don't know until you go through it. You get signs throughout the time frame, so it's up to you to recognize those signs before you get there. Think of the hearts. It's up to you to recognize those signs. If you ignore those signs and keep going, well, then the outcome is going to be what you get. If you recognize the signs and you make a difference and change, communication and conversation is very important in any relationship. Yeah. Hi, thank you for joining the live. So, you know, sometimes we get so covered with the film of lust that we don't see what's actually happening. So you just need to be mindful, aware, alert. Do those individual check-ins with yourself and see what's changed, what's not normal, or what happened that I didn't foresee to happen. But yeah, I'm learning you have to be careful what you ask for. You just might get it. I asked for conversation for people to put their input in and to help make this conversation live. And we have someone out there doing just that. Yeah, yeah, I hear you. Good morning. Thank you for joining the live. Thank you for the compliment. But in all, it was a helpful thing because, sometimes we get tested. And it all falls into the topic too, people interrupting people. People have, well, some people have everybody have alternative motives. We all have the opportunity to manipulate situation. My light gonna shine regardless. If anything, I think I look brighter. Um, but yeah, the topic was fitting for this discussion. So it all played its part. It all played its part. So, you know, sometimes we get tested to see if we're over something or if we're not. So you don't know my story. Because if you knew my story, you'll know that I have some blessings. God has blessed me with some blessings. So apparently you picked up the wrong book. I advise you to go to the store, get your money back, and perhaps buy the right book. You don't know anything about me or my family. But what I do know is you're telling me your story. Because if you have all that information, that must be your story you're telling me. And I don't receive that. I throw it back to you. You keep your insecurities, which is another thing we talked about today. We talked about insecurities and how people can throw their insecurities on you. I'm very secure. So you're going to take that, all that you said, and you can eat it and then drink it and go have a wonderful day with it because those are your insecurities, not mine. It's a lesson, y'all. Receive the lesson at hand. What do you want to tell me? Oh, that's what you want to tell me. How about you take that mirror and look at it? All right. We have reached 57 minutes, and I thank you all who have joined this live and understand karma is real. What's that saying? Do no harm, something like that. But anyway, hello, how you doing? Thank you for joining the live. Thank you for the compliments. All right, y'all. It's been 57 minutes that we've been on. Um, people interrupting people. We have a lot of young-minded individuals that's probably well in age. So hopefully they'll get a clue. Wow. So remember, I hope you have a happy, happy hump day. Yay, yay. And remember, God loves you. I love you. Now you love you. Be careful of how you treat people. Be careful what you say to people. You never know who you're entertaining. And karma is real. It's not a man-made thing. It's a spiritual thing. But man can bring that spiritual thing in their direction. Keep talking. Keep texting. Let it know your location. Peace be still. Have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. Remember, stay in character, move forward, look high. Till next time. Peace.